Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Peace, blessings, honors to all the brothers spreading this word, and salvation to the elect. So we gonna jump straight into it. There's a famine coming. Same way that before the Exodus happened in Egypt, or going back to when Joseph was in Egypt, there was a famine in the land. Every time Israel was coming to have salvation, from the Lord, there's always famines that go out before. But, another big one that's going to happen is, see, what people fail to realize is a famine isn't just about food. Sometimes there's a famine of the word, a famine of the truth, a famine of spirit. A lot of spirit, leaves people. A lot of faith. There could be a famine of faith. There could be a famine of anything, But one of the big ones is there is going to be a famine of food too coming, especially with, this whole virus thing. This could be it. I think it is. It could be. It could not. But either way it go, a lot of different things could issue in a famine. Even if you got stockpiles of food in your house, I mean, how long is that going to last you? 2 months, 3 months, they don't really know if there's an end to this stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then they start making restrictions and making it mandatory for you to do certain things in order to get the food that they're giving out. So there's going to be a famine. That's where fasting come in at. You got to get your body, you got to get your soul prepared for affliction, and your spirit right. But with the famine coming, a lot of people that's been not on fire in this truth, a lot of people that's been pushing this off, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get to it." I gotta do this, work a little bit more. I gotta get this house, or I gotta get this new car, and then eventually I'm gonna come down to the truth. Or I'm gonna wait till I'm in my 50s, then I'm gonna come get down to the truth. A lot of them gonna have that door closed on them. The Lord gonna close the door on them because when the famine come out, they ain't gonna be able to get this word. When all hell break loose and the internet shut down, brothers, the famine of the word is in full effect. That prophecy is coming, right? People are gonna wander around the whole world looking for it. Like, remember those dudes that was on that Israelite stuff, that Hebrew Israelite stuff? They was wearing fringes and stuff. They was kind of weird and stuff. You would see them downtown just talking, having a conversation. Ain't nobody paying attention to them. Remember that dude that was so great? He had all the cars, he had the money, he had the women. Yeah, remember what was his name? His name was KD. What happened to KD? What happened to that dude? Last time I seen, he was all into some religious stuff. What happened to that dude? But when all hell break loose, man, people want the answers, then they gonna remember. Dang, he was talking about this. Dang, he was right the whole time. Dang, that's why bro gave up his life, gave up all the things that he was known for, all that false sense of glory, right? That's why he gave up all that and he came into this truth. Dang, I wish I would have did that. A lot of people are gonna be thinking that way. Like, so what does this mean? They're gonna be trying to get in the book, get down breakdowns, but they're not gonna be able to get it. Because the famine of the word is gonna come. We're not gonna be out there teaching no more. And not because Esau made us or put us in a position where we couldn't teach no more, because the Lord is gonna shut the word up, and the Lord is the one that put us in that position, or took us out of that position. When the elect is sealed and the Lord got all the people he want, and we then came back and the Lord feel like, the time is now, whenever that day is, and he's finna crack the sky, and he don't need the word to go out no more, he will shut the word up and it would be game over. Let's jump into the scriptures. This is Amos chapter 8. Let's start at verse 11. Behold, the day comes, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, right? Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, even though those things are going to happen too, but of hearing the word of the Lord. So he said there's going to come a day, where he's going to send a famine of the word. And this happened before too, like especially like when we was in slavery and stuff like that, or people, there was a famine of this word, but it's going to come back around, during the end times. But it's a famine of not hearing the word of the Lord. Meaning that this truth, this what we're talking about, speaking about right now, you ain't going to hear it no more. It's going to be cut out, right? Verse 13. And that day shall the fair virgins and the young man faint for thirst. But remember, I skipped verse 12. I'm jumping around, my bad. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea and from the north even to the east. They should run to and from to seek the word of the Lord and should not find it. Meaning people are going to run all over this earth pretty much, looking for the word of the Lord. This is going to be more precious than gold. These breakdowns of these prophecies, this truth, the true understanding of this Bible is going to be more precious than gold, more precious than life, because people are going to be running all over the earth looking for it. Man, what happened to those dudes? What happened to those prophets? Man, what happened to KD? Where did he go? Then he ain't teach no more. We can't get a word no more. Not because I fell out the truth, but because the Lord shut the word out. Man, where he at, man? KD, people gonna be on our videos. Videos gonna be skyrocketing in views. People going trying to figure out the word. People gonna be calling you, people that's close to you. I had brothers call me that was close to me and say, so remember you was talking about the Bible and stuff? Can you send me a couple I know precepts, but they say, can you send me a couple verses of what's all going on so I can get a better understanding of what's going on? Now I do it. But that's not always going to be the case. I'm not always going to be able to do it, because however the Lord going to do it, he said, people going to run to and fro seeking the word and should not find it. Right, verse 13, in the days shall the fair virgin and young man faint for thirst. Remember, he said this wasn't a famine of thirst for water. So they're going to faint because they're going to be thirsty, in other words, for this word. They're going to be thirsty for this truth. Man, what does that mean? What is second address talking about? What's the breakdown of those parables? What Revelation, the book of Revelation, what's those parables mean? What's the pale horse? What's the black horse? What's the red horse? Some of these things over people's head. What's salvation? What's we could go to Luke 1:67 and see what salvation is. What's the new covenant? Jeremiah 31:31, Hebrews 8:8. They're gonna be going through and trying to figure out precepts like, what does this mean though, But the word is going to be shut up and people are not going to be able to find it. Meaning you ain't going to be able to find it. You ain't going to be able to get those breakdowns, so that's a reason why you should get this word right now while you can find it, man. Drop your regular life, man. Put off that old man, drop that sin, repent, drop caring about NBA. A lot of brothers care about basketball and stuff, but you can't watch it no more because the NBA closed, shut down the season. You can't really go out there and play basketball no more because you got to play, you want to run 5-on-5. Well, they saying you can't gather more than 10 people. And you might get sick that way. So, man, that's over with. All that glory about basketball, man, that stuff's over with. All that glory that you hear these Jakes, I'm on football team. I'll make it to the league, man. That's over with right now. You see what I'm saying? The Lord could, man, in all that. Everybody want to be a rapper. Well, that's over with because now all the entertainers, they not doing shows no more because they scared of getting the virus and people being together and getting the virus. See, just something very small virus came out of nowhere. January came, we in March, and all that shut down. All these things that y'all aspire to be, that y'all care about, that y'all put on a high pedestal is shut down completely, and it's going to even get even worse shut down. And see, then they going then you start see a trend. Everybody want to follow the Lord. Everybody want to turn towards the Lord now. Well, I need to repent. You got the right spirit, but you need to get in this Bible and you need to learn too, right? Increase your knowledge, right? Because you don't want to be a fool, right? And then everybody I love God and they sharing all these posts, man. Well, that's not enough, man, for you just get on Facebook and share a post, man. You got to repent. You got to keep these commandments, and when you get enough knowledge, man, go out there and do the work. Join the plow, and feed the flock. You got to go out there and do the work and prophesize. You have to prophesize, get in here and break down these prophecies, man. It's not just enough just to share a post. If you love Jesus, share this post. Man, that's not enough, man. So people are really turning back to the Lord when affliction comes, but you're gonna have to pay for that. If not, when everything was going right for me, I turned to the Lord. I didn't have to wait until affliction to come for me to have to want to turn to the Lord. You see what I'm saying? That's the big difference, and the Lord sees that, That's why he's increased my knowledge in this and kept me in this through the years that I've been in it. I ain't just come in a month ago, 2 months ago. Not saying nothing about the brothers that do, because I know brothers that's on fire and this stuff that came in just a month ago. But I've been in for probably going on 2 years. So that means the Lord kept me in here for 2 years and kept me even interested in keeping in it and keeping this going. So you got to do the work. This is Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 7. For nation should rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, right? And verse 8, and all these are the beginning of sorrow. So this is saying, like, nation is going to rise against nation. We see that right now. China, Russia, America, Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia jumping in there, the European nations, the EU, stuff like that. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines, right? So when all this stuff started to happen, which we do see it happen right now, the Lord said there's going to be famines. And that makes sense, because look, if you're into it with China, but China makes 80% of our pharmaceutical drugs, like our pills and stuff like that. If they go on a war and that war start to ramp up, when they put sanctions on each other, meaning that now you got a famine of pills. A lot of old people got to take pills every day in order to live. They can't get their pills, they start dying, man. Pestilences. Well, we see a pestilence right now. That means a disease, a virus, right? We see the coronavirus, and famines and pestilences go together. Once you have pestilences, then you don't have the trains going no more. You don't have the trucks going no more. That brings in famines to the stores. Everybody going to go stockpile, and that brings in famines. Earthquakes, California and different places around the world actually been having the worst earthquakes ever in history. You could Google that. We ain't got to go on that. In diverse places. Places like California, diverse places, meaning places where a lot of people. Verse 8. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. So this is just the beginning of sorrows. Like, I just posted on Facebook, a lot of these laughters gonna turn to cries here pretty soon. And that's just 100% the truth. A lot of these laughters that everybody laughing about, sharing these memes stuff about the coronavirus, those same laughters gonna turn to cries here pretty soon. A lot of people gonna be crying here pretty soon, man. Because they going to be hungry, and people they love going to die, or they shut down the internet. You can't even get in touch with people you love. So you don't know if they dead or not. You can't make no phone call. You can't get on the internet. And you can't leave your block because they got you quarantined. I mean, I need to check on my mama. I need to check on my grandma. You ain't going to be able to, man. So a lot of those laughters going to become cries. You got to take this serious. You got to take this serious. I know, like, in the moment, it might think like, oh, I got better stuff to do. Oh, man, I ain't worried about all that. But you got to take it serious, man, or it's going to come catch you off guard. Like this $1,000. Man, if you think the devil going to give you $1,000 free, something free with nothing coming behind it, you a fool. You a fool. He might give you $1,000, but what's good of $1,000 if I can't leave out my house? I can't go shopping. I can't do nothing with it. I can't enjoy the $1,000. So what's good of having $1,000 in my hand that they gave me if I can't leave out my house? What, wait till the National Guard come knock on my door and tell me, hey, give me $50, we're going to give you this plate of food? And it's some food that they picked out, some food that you might not even eat, some food that's probably not going to go with the dietary law. So, I mean, what's good of $1,000? See, you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man. He'll catch you off guard like that. See, everybody happy. Yeah, send $3,500. He could send you $10,000. What's good of $10,000 if you quarantine in the house and you can't use it? If it was that way, look at all these CEOs, billion-dollar CEOs that makes billions, stepping down from their company. If it was all about money, you think they'd step down from their company with all this going? No, they telling you, like, man, this ain't about money. We stepping down, we bugging out somewhere in a shelter or what they call it, a bunker somewhere. Skip this money, we finna bug out in a bunker somewhere. We stepping down from our high positions because they know what's going on. But the sheep, the dumb ones, y'all sleep. Y'all out here thinking $3,500, $1,000, whatever they gonna send, gonna help you in some type of way. And getting happy about that, man. They sending you that money so you go out and spend it so they can take the dollar. The more money they print with no real backing behind it, it's gonna deflate the dollar, meaning that your dollar ain't gonna be worth nothing. Your dollar gonna be worth, tissue gonna be worth more than your dollar. Check Venezuela. They had that happen in Venezuela. Tissue rolls was worth more than a dollar. Go to Mexico. $1 American worth 18 of their pesos. So your money gonna get deflated, and then it's gonna cost $1,000 to buy something that was $5 or $1. So do you really want them to give you out that $1,000? Just give it to you for no reason? Man, come on, y'all, wake up. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. We just read that, right? And famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs should there be from heaven, right? So these fearful sights, I mean, seeing a loved one dead, seeing a loved one stripped out your hands, seeing people bodies piled up on the street. Like if you go over there and look in Wuhan, China, they have plenty of videos of people just dropping dead in the street. He's standing 1 minute and the next minute he dropped dead. That's a fearful sight, man. Seeing bodies piled up in body bags finna go be cremated. That's a fearful sight. Those boys come knock on your door and they swipe your wife and say she got the coronavirus and she might not even have it. And then they grabbing her out the door, kinda. Come with us, come with us. And you like, no, get off my wife. And then they got big AR-15s like, man, back up or we gonna light you up. And they like, she gotta come down to the FEMA camp with us. You ain't gonna never see her again. That's a fearful sight. That's a fearful thing to see, man. People getting hauled off in FEMA camps. Seeing trucks coming and throwing people behind and piling people up behind in the back of trucks and armored trucks as they finna take you down to the FEMA camp. Man, that's a fearful sight. Seeing people beheaded for this truth, that's a very fearful sight. That's something very fearful that's going to happen. Pestilences, earthquakes, and famines. There's a great famine that's coming. That's the next prophecy. One of the next prophecies that's coming. Second address 15 is a prophecy. You know, man coming into other man houses and taking their goods because of things like the famine. That's a prophecy that's coming, but you got to look out for the famine of the word. That's coming here soon, too. When they quarantine everything off and they shut the internet down, we can't go out on the highways and byways and teach no more. Famine of the word. Prophecy will be fulfilled. Man, wake up. Be wise, you know. Get some wisdom, man. Don't be a fool, you know. Salvation to the elect, you know. Shalom.